First, the challenger, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing black trimmed in gold and weighed in at 9 stone, 12 pounds. Coming to us from Sunderland, he brings a professional record of 21 wins, 2 defeats, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former prize fighter champion and the former English super lightweight champion, Glenn the Hammer Foote. And his opponent across the ring, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing blue with silver and weighed in at 9 stone, 13 pounds. Hailing from Gisborne, Yorkshire, he is undefeated with 12 wins. 6 of his 12 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending IBF European Super Lightweight Champion, Josh
Step back, don't throw any punches to the back of the head, protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Come on, hey, do it.
Wasn't the most enthusiastic touching of gloves I've ever seen. I think there is a little bit of feeling here tonight. A very committed crowd. People are standing around trying to get as close as possible to this feverish sort of atmosphere. What sort of fight are we going to have? Foote says he will get into his face and prove that he is a pretender, that Leather has been protected and has not fought anybody like him, and he's going to give him an altogether different sort of fight than anything he's confronted so far.
Well, he would have thought nobody would put so much pressure on him as Foote will put on, that's for sure. But Foote looks so wound up, and I just hope he keeps a check of his emotions, that's all. Otherwise, if he's too wound up and too just aggressive without any thought, he'll walk on the shots. But he uses his brain a little bit, not get too worked up with all the stuff that's gone on before the fight, all the bad feeling.
Foote has been a professional fighter since 2010. Leather much newer to it. Leather with that long reach, and he likes to get into a good rhythm fighting from range, but there's shoulder going in, and he's going to club away to the body. Steve Gray's going to be an important man in there tonight. That's good work from Foote. That's where he wants to be. This is what he needs.
That's good from Foote as well. He's staying nice and low. He's rolling underneath anything that can come back there from Leather. Leather going to get some range with that jab.
A lot of fans have come up from Gisborne as well to cheer on Josh Leather. Not too far away from Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough beat Sunderland last week, didn't they?
Well, yes, they did, John. Oh, good uppercut there again there from Foote. Got to spin off those ropes there, Josh Leather.
Well, he certainly promised to make it an attritional sort of fight and throw everything at him, Glenn Foote, and show him what a man's fight is all about. And he's been as good as his word in this opening 3 minutes so far.
That's good, that's good. Upper body movement as well there from Glenn Foote. Leather child, good right hand back there from Leather.
Good start to this fight, very good start. Josh Leather, his brother Callum, is fighting on this bill. His father Alan also coaches. His grandfather was a boxer as well back in the army years ago. He comes from fighting stock. Twin, of course. Callum 15 minutes older than he is, Josh Leather, and he's here at ringside cheering his brother on as ever.
This is where you got to let his punches go off here, in this distance.
Leather.
Good jab. Yeah, Leather, sorry. Yeah, good jab there from Leather.
Well, he's understandably a little bit perplexed by what's in front of him, because this has been a good start by the challenger Glenn Foot. And some afters. Real feeling, and look at this at the end. How about that? He had a good round.
Yeah, he did have a good round as well. I think Leather landed with some decent shots himself, but Foot was on the front foot, got him on the ropes when he wanted him, used that upper body, rolling under the shots. Good right hand again there, 2 on the spin there from Glenn Foot.
Only defeats he's had were against Sam Eggington. That was at welterweight, to step up from this one. British and Commonwealth title fight a couple of years ago, and then earlier this year against Akeem Ennis-Brown, who's a real unorthodox character. That's a good work from Leather. That's his best little combination of the fight so far.
And that's because he kept it long. He threw 3 straight punches, didn't throw hooks to shorten the distance. Good left hand there though from Foot.
And Foot is on the front foot again, trying to bully Leather about, and Leather is going to have to show some real strength to keep him away, and that's the second time, and the referee won't allow him to get away with that. Foot is so committed to this.
Well, he is, and Leather is allowing him more. Oh, punched the referee there, did Josh Leather.
I think Josh Leather's getting into dangerous territory here. Well, both men are being spoken to by Steve Gray, who's a no-nonsense referee.
But it looked like Glenn Foot was the guy who wound up before the fight started. Nice little left hook there, counter from Leather.
Foot got through with the right hand as well.
Cracking right hand there from Foot.
Foot is trying to just walk through Leather. There's a smile from Leather, who's talking to Foot. He's saying, come on. Well, he does precisely that, and lands another big right hand, and another.
Foot's made it his fight straight away, hasn't he?
So far, can he keep this up?
Look at the heads as well.
Josh Leather, according to Glenn Foot, is... Oh, what a great shot! What a punch! What a punch! He knows he's in a fight now, and how quickly can he recover? Great right hand from Glenn Foot. How much damage has been done? Foot will look to finish him right here and now in this second round. A chance of an absolute sensational result here. Leather was a huge favourite, and Foot is ripping up the script at this stage. Leather trying to regroup, trying to fight back. But what a punch that was, Barry.
He just flew in with that right hand, didn't he? Every part of his body come behind that right hand. What a shot that was.
Well, the fitness of Josh Leather will be tested now. How quickly, how well can he recover? With every second that passes, his head will clear and he will regroup. That's a good lead from Leather.
Not enough there for Leather. He's not throwing that jab. He's not leading off first. He's allowing Foot to lead off first. And Foot with the pressure, timing that right hand with perfection. So great start here from Glenn Foot.
Oh, what a fight we have in prospect here as the head goes in from Foot, who's trying to bully Leather around.
Good uppercut there as well there from Glenn Foot.
Well, what a great first round for Glenn Foot, and what a tremendous second round. The Newcastle Arena rises to the man from referee. Foot could have instantly followed up, he couldn't, and so Leather survives and goes into the third. Can he now somehow show the class that we know he has to turn this around?
Nice little 1-2 there from Leather.
Apologies for some of the language which you might have heard in the corner. Obviously, emotions are running high, to put it mildly. What a start to this fight from Glenn Foot. Good lead that was from Leather, good left hand.
That's what he needs to do, he needs to get that left hand going. Work that jab, he's got those lovely long arms, he's not using them. That's because Glenn Foot hasn't allowed him. He's drawn him into his fight. Used that experience very early in the fight as well.
I've never been to the Marley Potts estate in Sunderland, but they tell me up there that it breeds tough men, and Glenn Foot is one of them.
He really is. But he's nice and calm, isn't he, Glenn Foot? He looked like a man possessed before the first bell sounded, but as soon as the bell rang, even though he's been committed, he's been calm and thoughtful about his work.
Yeah, absolutely. You said beforehand, is he too revved up?
Yeah, he wasn't.
Is he too tense? And he showed straight away that that's not the case. As long as Foot can keep it at this sort of range, close quarters, fighting in the pocket, he'll fancy that he's going to have the edge.
Yeah, well, he'll take a few shots on Leather, but he'll have the better of these exchanges for sure. And he probably can't believe how easy it's been to get so close to Josh Leather.
Leather's got to find ways to put him into reverse gear, and when he gets in close, he's got to work more effectively as an infighter. Hand speed from Leather, which we know he's got.
Well, I think Leather should go back to what he was like early in his career, when he was on the balls of his feet, back and forth, feinting all the time, trying to draw your lead, but always taking half a step out and then countering. Now he's trying to be a bit more flat-footed for more power, but he's getting caught again there by Glenn Foot.
Well, he's keeping that left hand high, but Foot is really fancying the big right hand again, not surprisingly.
Good jab there, though, from Leather. And a beautiful right hand.
Caught him with the right hand as he came inside, Leather. One of the better punches he's thrown so far. His trainer, who was, well, close to panic at one stage, I think, Imran, who's a very much not that sort of guy.
No.
He talks about the impeccable work ethic of Josh Leather. Well, that sort of fitness is what's going to have to carry him through here.
Good body shot there from Foot, and again with the right hand there from Glenn Foot.
Another fascinating round in what is already panning out to be a fascinating fight.
Do you know, I think there was a lot of close.
While he's been away, Imran Naeem has been imploring Josh Leather to switch on, Barry.
Well, I think he's got to use that footwork, that in and out style with his feet and feint and try and draw the leader Foot. He's planting his feet, and Foot is just steamrolling him. And again, that was a lot closer round that third round, but I gave it to Glenn Foot again. I just think the fact that he's coming forward all the time, working the body well on the ropes, that's what he needs.
Leather trying to throw that jab with more authority.
But he needs to just dart it out. He's got to be coming out constantly, that jab. Then Foot's got to move, got to feint, you got to dip, you got to slide in, trying to get in behind that guard. Make it harder for him to come forward, because at the minute, Foot's been able to close the gap way too easy.
Well, the gamble with this as a match was that Foot was on the slide. He's fought maybe at a higher level.
They say there's no substitute for experience, John, and good right hand there from Leather. And Foot using it so far.
The needle between these two has been going on for a little while, but it came to a head at a small fight in Hartlepool a little while back. And after that, Josh Leather made one or two observations, and Glenn Foot really took exception. And as a result of that, well, you can see what's happened. There's been social media exchanges, there've been press conference exchanges, and there is no shortage of bad blood.
Having a good round here, Josh Leather. Lovely right hand just a second ago.
Again, words were exchanged in that clinch. Foot trying to launch himself in once more behind that overhand right.
But no, Leather starting to use the jab, just making it a little bit harder for Glenn Foot to come forward. That's good from Foot there. Slipping on the inside with the left hook of the body. Just needs to come back with another punch there. Left hook to the head with a right hand over the top.
Another observation of Foot's, which I think irritated Leather beyond measure, was that he said you've only had one proper fight, i.e. the fight against Philip Sutcliffe.
Which is probably true, but but he looked really good that night. Even the stoppage maybe was a little bit premature, he still was boxing really well.
Second time has been warned for using his head, Glenn Foot. You see Foot targeting the body, but all the time his hand cocked, ready to try and throw that big right hand into the head of Leather once more, which put him on the seat of his pants in that second round.
And more than that there from Foot, he's feinting, the little feints as well. Good jab there though from Leather. He's been better with a jab, and a good 1-2 there as well from Leather.
But a couple of solid right hands as well from Foot. Fascinating fight, it really is. Around, there were some great exchanges.
Yeah, there was, but I thought he did. I thought he established the jab more in that round. Landed with some good long straight shots.
Second round 5.
But he needs more of it, John.
Well, he's had the knockdown, Glenn Foot, and he probably won the other 2 of the first 3 rounds as well. So Leather at last getting a foothold in the contest. Maybe.
He's lived up to expectations so far, that's for sure.
Well, he's learned all about wanting to come back and fighting at this sort of level, and he's going to get this as he steps up, because it's not only dishing it out, of course, it's about how well he can take it.
Yeah, of course, most definitely. And you've got a guy with experience there, knows how to slip inside shots, and willing to walk through a couple of solid punches about to land his own. But Foot must have, the first couple of rounds, he must have thought he couldn't believe his luck, how easy it was for him just to walk onto Leather.
Well, David Binns, who's Glenn Foot's trainer, told me earlier this week he has really got his mojo back. He's somebody who's fighting again with belief. He's fighting like a man who is hungry and not just going through the motions. And he's looked like that.
No, he's boxing really well. Oh, good right hand there from Leather, though.
Nice counter as he works along the ropes. Good jab, quality.
And a 1-2 as well to follow from Leather.
Foot getting close and boring away inside, working to the body. And not a lot coming back from Leather when he gets into that sort of situation.
There's not, John, but not a lot was landing from Foot either. I think Leather covered it nice and tight. Took everything on the arms and the gloves. Not there though. Good right hand there from Foot.
Leather trying to fire back off the ropes, but he's being bullied just a little in that exchange. Well, he's going to be told about the head again. He's been told before, and if he's being told in no uncertain terms, I think, do it again and you're going to get penalised a point.
It's the last thing you need in this sort of fight. Oh, good right hand there from Leather. And the jab.
I don't think the crowd would be too happy if referees started taking points at this stage. It's the fascinating clash of styles which is making this one you just can't take your eyes off.
No, but he's just taking his foot off the gas a little bit, as Glenn Foot. He's still producing some good work. But the intensity's just gone out of it, just ever so slightly.
Older man by 5 years. More contests under his belt. Foot shouts at Leather as he goes back to the corner. Look very similar and sound pretty much identical. Dan Allen sometimes can't tell them apart on the phone. And when they're together, they're almost finishing each other's sentences. Nice start from Leather. You've got a sizable advantage on the card for Glenn Foot then at this stage, Barry, with that 10-8 round, which round 2 had to be.
Yeah, and that last round could have gone either way, which made it a little bit closer. But yeah, I got Glenn Foot ahead. Good right hand there from Foot.
Now, what have we got here? We've got a gum shield come out.
Yeah, solid jab it was from Leather.
We've got a lot of gum shields on the canvas tonight.
They don't make them like they used to, John. We used to have orange peel when I was a kid. Again, the jab and the gum shield out.
Frustration from Glenn Foot as he goes back to the corner, and the referee suggesting that he bites on it a little bit harder. On we go. And Foot starting fast after the little break.
Gonna get one for the head.
He's in big danger of having a point taken away here, Foot.
Good jab there from Leather, but a good right hand back from Foot. A good little fight this.
Oh, good lead by Leather, but the counter only just missed. That's better from Leather now. He's starting to find his range with that left-hand lead.
And they're the combinations we spoke about earlier. Just keep the punches straight. Just don't allow Foot to get close. If you throw the hooks, you can get in close. Foot straight on him. Foot. As soon as the referee says break, bang, right on him.
Well, Leather had the better of the first minutes of this round, and Foot's coming on strong in the second.
All Leather has to do.
Here we go. He's having the point taken away. I think he was firing a punch after the break. It's not the head, it's throwing a punch after the call to break. He's had 3 warnings, he says, and I'm not going to stand for any more of it.
Good jab there from Leather.
Well, is this a turning point in the fight, I wonder? Foot will want to try and really put his foot on the accelerator in the closing stages of this round, somehow to make it a 9-9 round rather than potentially a 10-8.
Yeah, Leather's boxing well, I think, John, in this round, keeping his punches nice and long, nice and straight. Oh, good left hook there from Glenn Foot.
What a good fight, Barry. What a good fight. And there goes the bell to end a dramatic round, and Leather probably doing enough to win it, in which case, if it did, that'd be a 10-8.
It's a 10-8 round, it's a big round, big turning point for Leather.
Well, watch again now look, this is where the gun.
The 2-point round there for Josh Leather.
Crazy mistake for an old pro like Glenn Foot to make. But a big round we've just seen, possibly for Josh Leather, and if the judges have it the same, that 10-8 round could be a real key turning point in the fight.
Seconds out, round 7.
Into the second half. Cool, we've had enough drama in 6 rounds to last about 3 fights.
Ooh, not far off with that right hand there, Foot. If he slides that left foot just a little bit closer to the target, that overhand right's a real danger punch.
Foot just getting a little bit more static, isn't he? And this time it's Leather who goes in with his head.
Well, Leather has success when he charges forward with the long straight shots. Okay, you've got to be careful there with the head, Foot.
This is where Foot wants to fight, though. The question is, can he do so without fouling?
It is, and he's tiring Leather out, but the better punch of that little exchange there was the left short left hook from Leather.
Here he goes again, more of the same. Still struggling to find clean shots, though, as Leather tries to push him away, first with his forearm, then ties him up, and a little word of advice from the referee about Foot for his head again.
Oh, nice little right hand there from Leather, catching Foot coming forward.
Low punches this time. Foot supporters aren't liking the actions of the referee.
Lovely jab there from Josh Leather. Oh, good left hook from Foot.
And the uppercut as well, good right hand. Big round, this one. Foot knows it, Leather knows it. It's at this point of the fight you suspect where a big round one way or the other could be really critical.
Yeah, really is. Well, Leather started well, but Foot's coming on.
Foot talking to him again.
Fantastic jab though there from Leather, and again.
Tight round.
It is there, a lovely left hook there from Leather. From the centre of the ring, Leather has most of the success, if not all of the success.
And good footwork that time to get away from the onrushing Glenn Foot.
You've got to spin off the rope when he gets caught on the rope there, Josh Leather. Not far off with the right hand there, Glenn Foot either.
Yeah, it was a similar sort of shot to the one which put Leather on the canvas. Oh, he got caught when he came in then as well with a right uppercut. Good round. What a good round. How did you score that one, Barry?
Well, I favoured Leather's better, cleaner work in the middle of the ring, John. But again, that's another tight round for me.
Here's where Foot was dominant. Good uppercuts inside there.
That was just like the early rounds, wasn't it, where Foot was landing with those lovely uppercuts through the middle. That's where he wants it, and that's great work.
Steve Grace having an interesting night, isn't he? He's refereeing this one, and he's going to do Smith against Williams as well.
Great fights to be involved in, though, John, let's be honest.
Fast start from Foot again.
Just going to move that head when he comes forward a little bit more, Glenn Foot. Just going to starting to get caught with that jab a little bit too easy.
He's starting to get a bit of swelling around that left cheekbone, Glenn Foot.
That's a good shot.
Still absolutely a pick and fight at this stage.
And again with that short right hand from Foot.
Just
and
when
he's the one looking to work when they're getting close.
Just when Leather looked as though he's shown signs of getting into a rhythm in that last round, Foot comes right back into his face.
And to be fair, that's what it is. I don't think Leather sort of willed it. His Foot just exerts himself back on Leather.
Strong guy and an immensely committed fighter. Head's going very close again. Oh, that's good from Leather. Good left hand and another one, but still, Foot comes forward.
Yeah, lovely flashy combination there from Leather. Did the right thing, and that's in the centre of the ring, and you take notice of that. And again with a good right hand there from Leather. To be fair, nothing's troubling Foot, man. He's walking through it. He just needs to be moving that head more as he's coming forward.
Leather planting his feet, trying to throw with greater power, and in so doing is maybe giving himself, or making himself, more of a static and reachable target for Foot.
Doing well there, my Foot, to make some space for those body shots, because he's right on his chest. it's been a physically hard round, this for both. Massive effort from Foot.
What a physically hard fight. I mean, it's a grueling. I want to know they've been in a scrap by the time this one's finished, and I still wouldn't bet one way or the other which way it's going to go.
Yeah, they're making Foot miss there. Not quite catching the target though in response. That's better from Foot, just a little roll underneath the punches there, just coming forward. Something he's been lacking in the last few rounds, that roll. Good from Leather.
Yeah, he's caught on the way in, stopped in his tracks. Left hand under right hand from the younger man.
Good body shot there though from Glenn Foot as well.
This is a huge effort from Foot, massive effort. Last few seconds of a big, big round, and the Sunderland man finishing on top. What a round, what a fight, and Glenn Foot may have won that one.
Seconds out, round 9.
Into the ninth. Did you give that last one to Foot?
I did, yeah. I think maybe some of the flashier work came from Leather, but I think that he worked from bell to bell there to Glenn Foot. Good right hand there from Leather.
So you've still on your card got Glenn Foot edging it, still in with a chance of the upset, and putting his punches together well there, switching attack from body to head.
What's impressive there from Foot, he put his punches together, but he had to take a good uppercut from Leather, but just kept working away.
One of the quotes which Glenn Foot came was that he was going to make him have so many punches and face so many punches from so many angles that he would feel surrounded.
And ironically, the punches like that right hand from Glenn Foot just a second ago, the straight punches down the guard have been the most effective for Glenn Foot.
Josh Leather moaning to the referee.
Yeah, with the head there, Foot.
He's already had 1 point taken, he doesn't want to lose another.
See, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I just think he's so et up and so fired up to want to go forward and put so much pressure on Josh Leather. Just stifling the work a little bit in this round again. Oh, good shot.
Walked into a good right hand, but then comes back with one of his own. And a little word in close, I think.
Good uppercut, lovely work.
Well, he's doing really well at close quarters here.
Look at Leather trying to hold him, but Foot just shrugging him off, working away.
Ricky Hatton's here in this arena somewhere. I wonder if he's watching what Glenn Foot's doing here. If he is, he'd be approving of the way he was working in close there.
To be fair to Leather, he's doing quite well, Leather, off the rope, trying to fire back off the ropes. But he doesn't need to be on the ropes. He shouldn't be on the ropes. He should be, as soon as that back rope touches Leather's back leg, he should be spinning off the front foot.
And body shots from Foot, finding the target again. That's better from Leather.
Oh, lovely right hand from Leather, well timed.
But Foot will not be denied. It's just steaming through him. You can't use your forearm, you can't use your elbow, you can't use the head.
Little feint now for Glenn Foot coming forward. Leather's waiting too long, let his punches go.
He was waiting to be the counter puncher there.
Yeah, you got to lead. You haven't got to overreach when you lead, even if they fall short. Let Foot walk onto the shots.
Glenn Foot nodded over the ropes to Frank Warren just before that last exchange. Oh, hello, here we go again. I don't think they'll be seeking out Barry's got it by 3 points to Glenn Foot. Ironically, Barry, I just think looking at the two guys that Foot, the older man, looks maybe the fresher.
Well, it's because he's dictating the pace, because he's pushing, he's forcing the pace. And Leather's having to react. But Leather needs to keep it long. That's important for Leather. Not sit on the ropes, keep it nice and long.
Bit too late in the day to say tidy it up, isn't it? Come on, boys, be nice to each other. Not, I don't think. Good work from Leather. And he just staggers back a little bit. The chopping right hand followed by that straight left.
He just caught him on his heel. It was a great combination with Leather, but he just caught Foot on his heels.
Here we go again.
New gum shield. Spare. Lucky you bring that spare gum shield, John.
I don't believe it's deliberate.
No, nor do I. But you've got to close your mouth when you're coming forward.
Well, on your card, Barry, if Leather's going to get away with this, he's probably going to have to win the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, and I think it's important that he makes that distance as well. That he makes that distance and throws those long shots. He got to lead first.
Right hand again, just whistled past his nose. Foot still looking for the big knockout punch. That's good from Leather onto the front foot and lands a good right hand of his own this time.
He keeps the straight punches, John, and he leads off first, and he has all the success.
Is it a question of having the confidence to do it, the belief to do it?
Well, he's been countered a few times, and he knows how Foot's coming at him. He's trying to lead, like walk him onto a shot. But you know, I don't think it's been that successful for him. Listen, he's landed with some maybe the flashier work throughout the fight as Josh Leather. He did in the last round, but I just think the work ethic of Foot is nicking some of these rounds. It's good though from Leather.
Yeah, caught when he came in then, wasn't he? But he just did no more than just blink and kept coming right into Leather's face. But Leather's having a better round here.
But he hasn't used his attributes, those long levers, those long arms, that reach that he has. He hasn't used that. He got good footwork, he hasn't used that as much as enough either. And a lot of us do because Glenn Foot hasn't allowed him. He's just been on his chest, right down his throat from the first bell. If
Leather somehow does get through this and gets the verdict, it is very much a coming-of-age fight. If he doesn't, then Glenn Foot will have proved a point big time.
Oh, good right hand there from Leather, but a good shot back there from Foot.
How about that? What an exchange. First Leather, first Foot, then Leather by way of response. And a gum shield out again now. The referee might say something this time. Crowd saying what they think. Yeah, he's taking a point. He's taking a point away. Yep, he's done it. He's saying that was deliberate, that it was a premeditated tactic, which is not allowed, and so another point is taken.
Oh, good left hook from... What a combination before that, though, from Leather, the hand speed. I tell you something, if you lose a fight because you couldn't keep the gum shield in your mouth, how do you live with that? That's a Leather round for me, John. That's a 10-8 round for Leather.
Which brings him right back into it. On your card, just a point between them now, I think, Barry.
You've got 2 rounds.
Joining us. You really should have been with us a little bit earlier on, because this has been an extraordinary fight. Josh Leather knocked down by a huge right hand in the second round. Twice Glenn Foot has had points deducted by the referee, one for firing in a punch after the break, once for his gum shield coming out, and somehow Josh Leather might still have a chance of winning this fight.
It's hard to think that you'd think that Leather, Foot has won more rounds than Leather, but it's only a point, so many more rounds than Leather. There's only a point difference.
Well, so much noise in the auditorium. I think they were trying to tell him in the foot corner that he was winning pretty much everything. Well, that's certainly not been the case.
No one's going to be happy at the end of this fight. I'll tell you that. Only the winner, I mean the loser's going to be seething.
There's going to be some high emotions right up to the final bell. And I'm not sure that there's going to be too many hugs after it.
I know.
Might be one where you'd probably choose to interview the winner rather than both. Otherwise, we might have an instant rematch.
Could just get Sean Davis in to break it up like he did in the press conference. Oh, good right hand there from Leathers. A short chopping right hand.
Leather again complaining to the referee. He's done a lot of that.
His foot looking to hold, really, for the first time in the fight, to his credit. You can't blame anyone for feeling the pace of this fight. Again, neither one having much success, but a little burst there from Leather.
But then a right over the top from Foot, and the heads come banging in together once more. It's kind of ironic that the one thing that Foot has done and had most warnings for, the head, he's not actually had a point deducted for that.
No. Oh, good shot.
Two tired men now. Committed, almost desperate to find something huge, just to make one final statement on the potential outcome. One around the back of the head from Leather, gets away with it.
Good shot though there from Leather.
And another on the back of the head. They are dog-tied, Barry, not surprisingly.
Oh, good shot, uppercut and a right hand there from Foot.
Closing stages of a grueling round.
Oh, good.
No afters this time, as they go back to their stools. And now there is just one round remaining.
Yes, do not. He's coming down with that better tight. He's coming that one too now.
Some of the
every minute of every round.
Glenn Foot whacked on his backside as he went out. The two do touch gloves this time, and both corners know that it is all on the line here. This last round could decide the outcome.
The commitment of Glenn Foot's been tremendous. He said he was up for it, and he was going to show Leather, no, he hasn't been at this level before, and he's done his best to prove that. But Leather's held his own for a lot of it, to be honest. Even that last round, I know Glenn Foot was constantly coming forward and working, but I just felt the better work, cleaner punches maybe just come from Leather. I edged him
You gave that last round to Leather,
I did, yeah, close and all. I know it was close.
It's so difficult to split them, so difficult.
But you can give a 10-10 round, but no one likes that.
Leather came in again, jumping in behind that right hand. Heads being warned about once more for the umpteenth time.
Oh, good. Oh, look at that from Leather.
Great sustained attack. Brilliant hand speed and accuracy from Leather.
And they're constantly talking to each other now, John. Constantly talking. I think Glenn was saying a lot of nasty things to Foot there after taking out those 5 or 6 punches.
I think it was a little bit of a case of, is that all you've got?
Yeah.
Oh, what about that big right hand from Foot?
It's fantastic. This is the 12th round.
What a fight. What a fight.
I'm glad this is a close fight, because we might get to see it again.
Well, they could put it on up round here as the top of the bill, this one. Never mind his chief support after this. Good work from Leather, but he's clipped by a left hook from Foot.
Listen, Leather threw 6 or 7 punches there, didn't land with one. Let's be honest, it looked really good, and it's a great effort.
Big right hand this time over the top from Foot, which does land.
There's a big finish now, Foot, though. Oh, it's great there from Leather, but the left hook back from Foot. Where do they find this energy from?
We're well inside the last minute of an enthralling 12-round battle. You almost forget what it's for. It's the IBF European Super Lightweight title. But what it is about who is the boss on this particular night from two men who have given everything, who don't like each other, and have, in their own way at different times, produced quite extraordinary performances.
Just been a little bit scrappy, as there's been a wicked effort here in the last round from Foot. He's just been a little bit scrappy with his work.
So the last few seconds of the final round. How the crowd in Newcastle has loved this one. Are they going to hug? No, they both celebrate. They'll certainly remember that, however it finishes. What price a draw.
It was a fantastic contest, that was. They had everything, a little bit of skill, commitment, effort, you know, just fantastic. Grit, bit of nastiness, well, loads of nastiness, John. And I tell you what, the loser will be seeding, and he will not accept it.
Barry, people have talked about Smith and Williams as being a fight of the year potential, you know, candidate. Yeah. But my goodness, that had to be up there, didn't it?
Oh, that was great. It was just fantastic stuff, wasn't it? It really was. And you know what? How bad would Glenn Foot feel if that dropping the gumshoe out of his mouth cost him the fight?
Well, here's the story of the fight. Let's have a look at this, Barry, and let's take a look. Just talk us through what you saw.
Well, from the offset, look at it straight away. Glenn Foot showing, I'm the boss, I'm the man with all experience. The nastiness, no, as we knew from the press conference, carried on to the first round. A big right hand that he couldn't miss with in the early rounds, and it was the straight right hand that Leather. It's just he just threw everything. That was a great punch. And Leather just up to Foot off to a tremendous start.
That is the first point deduction when he landed a punch on the break.
And then Leather working his way back into it there. Fast combinations. We're trying to fight back off Leather. Oh, look at that right hand there. Just the commitment's been great from both of them. And then Leather fighting back.
And a bit of afters, and then in the 10th round, we had another point deduction.
Well, this is the problem, and I feel sorry for Foot here, because nothing got knocked out of his mouth. He did it himself. After a great combination from Leather, he just, again, look at that from Leather, the commitment. This late in the fight, the fast hands, fast combinations, and this last round here, I think Leather's just the work rate was just enough to nick the round for me. But look at the commitment. You shouldn't be doing this in a 12th round of a grueling fight. But these guys, they showed everything, left everything in the ring tonight. Tremendous contest. Fantastic.
Great fights. It was a tremendous fight, and both of them genuinely think that they have won it. Who is it going to be? And it's taking them a little while to get the results up into the ring. Thomas Schreiber, our master of ceremonies, will be the man to deliver the verdict of the judges. And what an agonising wait for the two fighters. The judges, Dave Paris, Beat Hausermann of Switzerland, Gerhard Siegel of Austria. I'll tell you what, a word as well for the referee, because he didn't have an easy night in there, did he? Steve Gray has earned his money. And still, they're deliberating. I think we might have a split decision or something here, Barry. It could even be a draw.
Oh, let's hope not. There was a few close rounds that were hard to score, and that was those couple of those three really close rounds that can make a huge difference.
Well, we can get it now. Frank Warren came across and said to me, "How have you got it?" And I said, "It is so close, I honestly don't know." Here's Thomas Schreiber, and he can tell us, because he's the man who does know.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 exciting rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Dave Harris scores it 114 to 111. Judge Bayat Houseman scores it 113 to 112. And Judge Gerhard Siegel scores it 115 to 110. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, IBF European Super Lightweight Champion, Josh Leather.
The Foot corner just cannot believe that. There are some celebrations around the arena, most notably in the Josh Leather corner, but the bulk of the crowd certainly think they